The 2016 Sorento vies with the Sedona minivan as Kia's largest vehicle. Kia calls the Sorento a crossover utility vehicle, or CUV for short. It comes in L, LX, EX, SX, and limited trim models. We have the limited trim model back here with a 2-liter direct injection turbocharged engine. That's one of 3 engines available. We also have all-wheel drive. This can be had with front-wheel drive as well. In this limited trim model, we have a panoramic sunroof, and we have 2 rows of seating, good for 5 passengers. To get 3 rows for 7 passengers, you need to go up to the V6 option. That's going to decide it for a few people. In the center of the dashboard here, we have an 8-inch touchscreen. Now this comes standard in the EX, SX, and limited trim Sorento models. You don't get it in the lower trims. I'm not crazy about this interface. We've got buttons down the side for quick access to some of the features. Then we also have a main menu screen, a whole screen full of menu icons to get to the different things. It's a little bit confusing, a little bit duplicative. With this navigation system here, the maps look good and there's good traffic coverage, but we don't get perspective view maps. We only get top-down view maps. We have some app integration here, so if I want to use Google search to find a destination, I just hit my Navi button, hit local search, and then I can enter in any search term and get results. But the way this works is it's actually tethered through my phone, using my phone as a hotspot. So you have to have a Wi-Fi hotspot in the car, either your phone or a mobile device, but that's what you need to make the apps work in this car. That's not a great system because not everybody's going to be able to figure out how to tether the car to a hotspot. For audio sources, I have the typical ones. I've got Bluetooth streaming here. I've got a USB port down here. I can plug in iOS devices and USB drives full of music. I actually have a USB port in the back, but that's only for charging. That's not actually connected to the audio system. I've got HD radio and satellite radio as well. And this top trim Sorento comes with a 12-speaker Infinity audio system, 630 watts, so that's a lot of good sound quality there. And Kia has also included a system called Clarify. This is a audio technology that actually tries to bring back some of the lost sound in highly compressed audio files. And I've noticed that the audio sounds a lot better when plugged into the USB port rather than playing through Bluetooth streaming. And I think that's because it's reconstructing some of the lost detail in compressed audio files. So I like that. Now see what happens when I put it in reverse. I get this nicely detailed surround view camera system, so I can see behind me, I can see a top-down view of the car, and I also press these buttons to get different views. I can see straight behind me, I can see a corner of the car, and if I put it in drive while the camera mode is on and I'm creeping forward, I can actually see a front view of the car in front of me, so that's convenient. I also have adaptive cruise control and a blind spot monitoring system in this car with the tech package. And finally, on my instrument cluster, I've got an LCD panel for my speedometer. There's real analog gauges on either side, but the center is pure LCD, and you get a nice little informational display which shows you audio or navigation or whatever you want to switch it to. Now, I mentioned the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine under the hood of this car. That's got direct injection, as do the other engine options for the Sorento, but it also has a turbocharger. So that gets us 240 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque, which is decent for this vehicle, almost up to the levels of the V6. That's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and we've got a manual mode here so I can choose gears. That takes the place of a low-range idea, so if I need 3rd gear, 2nd gear, I can choose those. This goes through an all-wheel drive system in this vehicle. It's actually a front-wheel drive platform, but they've run power to the rear wheels, and torque will shift between the front and rear axles automatically depending if there's wheel slip. Now I have a button on the console where I can actually lock the differential and get 50% of torque to front and rear. I'll want to do that if I'm in a situation where I really need power at all 4 wheels, like if I'm stuck in snow or sand, something like that. With this driveline, I get 19 miles per gallon city, 25 miles per gallon highway. Now, not the greatest numbers in the world. Driving this car, I've noticed that it doesn't really take off very fast when you're making a rolling acceleration. So right now I'll just punch it, and it takes a little while to pick up, and that's because the automatic transmission takes a little while to add the extra oomph that you need there. It takes a little while to shift down. I gotta say, overall, the driving character of the Sorento is very nice and comfortable. Doesn't take much thought, which is kind of the idea behind these kind of cars. You just get in and go. All right, let's price out our 2016 Kia Sorento. Now, a base model in L trim with a 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine will go for $24,900. We've taken a big leap up to the limited trim model with that 2-liter turbocharged engine. This goes for $39,900 base. We've added all-wheel drive for $1,800 and that tech package with adaptive cruise control and the surround view camera system for $2,500. That puts us with destination at a total of $45,095. That's a big chunk of money, but this is a pretty well-equipped, pretty nice SUV.